It's October the 27th, 2020, and you know why you're here, so let's kick this off, right, and introduce the players. Hey, I'm Gerissar, a PvP Padawan.
Hey everyone, and I'm Andallyn, and welcome to the show.
Indeed. Welcome, everybody. What a fabulous week it's been. I don't know how you're doing there, Andallyn, but up here, we're hunkered in a little bit. It got really cold all of a sudden up here in Canada. Like, it got really... I was not prepared. I was not. And
yeah, this is. I can imagine, dude. Because I always joke, and I'm like, I'm glad you live up there and I don't, because I couldn't do it. Hats off to you, buddy. Hats off to you. I don't want to sound like a jerk or anything, but we're chilling here. This is one of my favorite times of the year where we just leave the windows open and the AC off. So
Nice.
just for weeks. It's so
Yeah.
nice, and I love this time of the year so much. So
That was us about 3-4 weeks ago, actually.
okay, yeah, right. Yeah, now it's
Yeah.
like okay, not anymore. Yeah.
Yeah, no, it was actually the worst off of it was is where I live. There was this warm burst that hit, so like in the afternoon it went up about 15 degrees Celsius.
Hmm.
So it was like I suddenly hit summer weather, and then Friday night ended, and then whatever went past just sucked a whole bunch of Arctic air and just blew right over top of us.
Oh no.
And so like it dropped like 20. It was over a 20-degree drop in centigrade, which is 70. That's over 70 degrees Celsius.
Ooh.
Yeah, it was pretty brutal. So we've been hunkering in, but I'm looking forward to getting some gaming in. I think I haven't really. I actually got some gaming in with my wife these past 2 weeks. But
Nice.
what about you? Let's start with you first, though. Because I got some special things going on.
Yeah,
What about
sure.
you?
Absolutely. So let's see. We've had some family over the past week. So that was nice. It was kind of a good little visit. I
Nice.
got to do some hiking through the mountains, all that neat, fun stuff. I've been playing a little bit of pre-patch. That's been really enjoyable.
Hmm.
We haven't really been able to dig into what I was hoping to dig into, which I guess we'll get more involved in today in our
Yep.
subject of analysis. But yeah, and I've just kind of been I've been working on my own business now, and that's been going really
Yeah.
fun, really well. I think at some point I might start kind of putting that out and making some different things unique to listeners for the show, and maybe giving them the best deals I can get, and different things like
Nice.
that. We got some really cool Black Friday, Cyber Monday stuff coming up too. So, but
Oh,
yeah, that's what
nice.
I've been up to, and a little
That's
Overwatch
great.
here and there. So yeah, it's been fun.
You and that Overwatch, you keep going back to that. It's like,
It's my solid go-to for when it's like, okay, I don't have anything in WoW that's really I'm really itching to do at all right now. So
totally understand.
yeah.
Oh wow, that's awesome. Actually, I mean to ask you because I know we've been talking offline some stuff about your new business, this apparel thing you're getting into, and I wasn't sure if so it's up and running now. You're actually prepared for doing Black Friday and Cyber Monday and stuff. That's awesome.
Yeah, I've been running the shop open to the public for about a month now, so
Nice.
it's been really good. I've been enjoying it. It's a big difference. Like when I can't tell you how better it feels when you're like not going into work, and it's like I'm excited for my weekdays. I love my weekdays. I get to do stuff that I enjoy. I feel like I'm progressing towards my own fulfillment kind of thing, and I like and you contrast that with like going into work, and I'm just like, oh,
Hmm.
every weekday is a drag, and then the weekend goes so fast. You're like, oh my god, it's
Yeah.
5 more days already again. Like
Yeah. Oh,
I
Monday already.
I don't live that reality anymore, and I just couldn't be happier. So
So tell me, what is the commute like from your bed to your couch?
well, it's kind of rough. Yeah,
Dick.
yeah. Sometimes some jerk likes to slow down and get in the way. Yeah. Oh, that's me. Yeah.
Oh, I thought you were talking about your wife there, your girlfriend.
Yeah. No, for the
No,
record,
no.
that is not who I'm talking about.
Oh, okay,
Like,
good.
you're gonna get me in trouble, G. What are you doing,
I,
bro?
she doesn't listen though. She doesn't listen.
Yeah, that's true.
It's all right.
Yeah.
Oh, shoot. Hey, Shade, how you doing? welcome to the show.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, if anybody wants the Warcraft Radio shirt, pretty sure you can buy them right off of the warcraftradio.com. So
Yeah, I'd have to double
if
check
you're,
that, but
yeah, they have a. I know they have a ring and they have the V-neck. So
ooh, yes, the crew neck.
yes, that's.
Wonderful.
I don't know the technical terms. I just know that one chokes me and one doesn't. It's
Hey, there you go.
so one makes me feel like I'm playing PvP. The other one feels like I'm comfortable.
Darth Vader. There you go.
Hey, yeah. So for me, I think I told you guys last time or a couple episodes ago, I had bought my wife for her birthday some game time. So me and her actually got to play a little bit, and so she had gotten into BFA and she really didn't enjoy it. So now she's been catching up, and she just opened up Najatar and did the intro quest to get into there, and I think her Heart of Azeroth neck piece is at level 18 now, so she's feeling a little bit stronger. But
Nice.
it's kind of nice because now she's able to really binge on all that story content and all the lore that they created in all of BFA, and she's just chunking through it. It's not like where you're getting like you get a little piece and then you're grinding for weeks.
Yeah.
She's skipping all that stuff. She's just going through all the lore, getting all the catch up mechanics. So I think her eye levels already went from like 70 to 80 in one night or whatever. So we've been having some fun doing that. And as well, actually, this is a funny one. So I was out in the world. I was playing around. What was it? I was doing some world quests because one of the emissaries was the 2,000 gold. I was like, ooh, free 2,000 gold. So doing that, and there was this horde Ret Pally that was out, and he was griefing somebody, or he was fighting somebody. So I decided to jump in, right?
Mm-hmm.
So and then he decided to corpse camp me. He kicked my butt so many times, and I'd res, and then I'd like start firing bolts at him, whatever, and he'd turn around and he'd go all super glowy and kill me. Anyway, it is what it is.
Nice.
And so the funny part is after several deaths, and I mean several. I'm a Clothy, and my repair bill was over 100 gold.
Oh.
Yeah, it was 2-minute waiting time, res timer. Okay, all right.
Yeah.
Oh no, I died again. Whatever.
Yeah.
So finally he logged off and he switched over to his warrior on the Alliance side, and he whispered me, he's like, "Hey, you want to just like stop attacking me and I'll stop attacking you, and we'll just like carry on with our day." I was like,
I call it truce.
yeah, yeah, you're right. It was fun for
That's
a bit,
right, yeah.
but now it's starting to get not fun.
Yeah.
So I want to give a quick shout out then to I'm going to probably brutalize his name, but it's Azurton on Cenarian Circle. That was his Alliance warrior name. So
nice.
Shout out to him. Well played. That was we had some pretty good. I almost got him a couple times, and then he bubbled.
Now,
but
does the truce still stand?
Yes.
Okay.
Because I haven't seen him since.
Okay, but when you do, will it still stand?
Oh hell no.
Yeah, that's right. Okay, so the truce is off. Yes. So.
Oh yeah. It was just.
Yeah, you got to shout out on the show, but the truce is off. Yes. Got it.
This is his warning. Too bad he doesn't listen. Oh man.
Outplayed.
Anyway, yeah. So well played. Hey, quick question. Have you actually done anything to try to get any boxes, or have you completely given up on that?
No, I've kind of, I'm no longer along the way of the boxes. I just kind of,
me too.
My box is going to my inbox and seeing what I sold from the auction house.
Oh yeah.
So,
how's that? Did you give up on your long boy mission?
Yeah, it's gone now.
Oh, okay.
You can only get it off the black market auction house now that pre-patch is here. So
that's right. And I think what was the starting price was like 5 mil.
Yeah, the starting price is the same cost of the mount, but it's interesting because apparently, and now bear in mind, like that's an auction starting price, right? So like you'd have to bid higher. So if someone bids like 7 million gold, well now you got to bid 7 million and 1 gold or whatever. So, I think it is possible though. Don't quote me on this, but from what I've heard from people that I can believe and trust, it is going to be available through one of the through those what are they called? The black market auction house boxes. They're like rejected caches or something.
Oh yeah, 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 yeah.
Um, I forgot exactly what the name of them was, but
I think you're right. I think it's a rejected cache.
I
I think that's
believe
what it
you
was.
can get the long boy out of those boxes though. So you could
Hmm.
honestly run away with a steal out of getting one of those guys out of the
Oh
box.
my
So
goodness. Those boxes do some pretty crazy prices as it is. I can only imagine now that those if those things go
yeah,
start going for 5 mil, I'm out. I'm done.
yeah, I don't
Like
know.
that's well beyond my
We
limit.
ended up we're at like 2.1 mil on
Well
the
done.
Sargeras Guild Bank.
Okay.
Um, but see, it's interesting now because I'm swapping over and playing with some old friends um, over on Horde Bleeding
Yeah.
Hollow now because they're like, "Yo, you need to come play with us," and I was like, "Okay, I'll do it."
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
So I think
You're just
we're
getting
gonna
pulled in all
start.
directions.
I know I'm getting yeah, that's all right though. I would be lying if I didn't say I liked it, but
Yeah.
yeah.
Of course. Who doesn't like being
Yeah, it's
wanted?
having fun to play with people, and that's the thing. Is it's like
Oh
for me
yeah.
with WoW, and this is the silver lining really to WoW. I don't really care how good the content is. Like I do, but
Mhm.
like that whether or not I play the game is not going to pivot on whether or not the content's good. Whether I
Oh yeah.
play the game or not is whether or not I have someone to play the game with.
Exactly.
You know?
I find the story keeps me engaged for a little while until I'm done the story, right?
Yeah,
And
yeah,
then the thing that keeps me back coming back is playing with people, interactions, all that, and of course my insane OCD of wanting to complete things. Like if I get
yeah.
something in my head,
Right.
yeah,
Yeah.
right on
Yep.
that. Well, since we're talking about OCD, why don't we roll into Need Greed Pass and see what drives you crazy?
This likely won't be a clean feed. Right. So keep your distance, eh?
All right, Garrison, it's your time this week for
It
the Need
is.
Greed Pass. So let's hear it. What have you got for us?
All right. So this one, I'm gonna actually give a shout out to Absturge, to the Sturge man,
Nice,
because I
Sturgy.
was on his I was on his stream earlier, and he was talking about how beyond a couple, there's some set achievements, but beyond a certain level, there's nothing that really pushes people. I think beyond 2700, right? Because you have your set achievements, and then after that, like once somebody gets 2700, a lot of people just tap out because
Mm,
they get their glad and they're good to go, and nobody really keeps pushing for rank one. It's only that certain number of people they'll try to really for that 1%,
sure.
right, or the 0.1%. Which made me kind of think about that. So here's the need, greed, and pass for everybody. And again, reminder, chat room. You are able to call out in chat what your thoughts are, and everybody back home who's listening afterwards, by all means, write us in, write in to us, technicallypvp@gmail.com, or tweet us, technically_pvp, what your need, greed, and pass are. So okay, so here it is. So first option, add one more achievement for 3K, right?
Okay.
So you have your 1700, your
Okay.
2000, your 24, your 27, and then 3K. So add an
Nice.
achievement there. Uh, get here's option two. Get rid of all the achievements. Like rather than just like have some name over the head or some achievement, but make it armor sets. So when you get 1700 or
Mm,
1750, that's one armor set. 2000 another armor set. 2400 another armor set, etc. Up to 2700, right?
okay.
And of course, those will be I'm thinking transmog probably recolors of each, but that's the idea.
Yeah.
Uh, or a third option is after 2700, start giving weapons a chance. They're the ones that make your weapons look sparkly, so you can change your different sparkles on your weapons. And
Mm,
so at like so the achievement being 2700. So at let's say every 250 CR after that,
okay.
get a new sparkle enchantment.
Nice. I like it. So
Right.
question for
You
the gear, is the gear just cosmetic, did you say?
Well, yeah. So it's gonna be it'll be the same. It's not like all of a sudden the gear gets any new stats. It's just cosmetic.
Okay, okay, it's just cosmetic. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
so I I'm gonna need on the gear. I I was a big fan of how the classic kind of mentality where you could walk through Stormwind, you could walk through Orgrimmar or any major city, and you could immediately recognize like, whoa, he's got the banana gear, like this
Mm-hmm.
dude's insane, or like there was a certain inalienable like street cred that was
Yeah.
bestowed upon you whenever you were able to equip a certain gear or a certain weapon or something like that. So I really like that. I think that's a really, really healthy interaction for the game. And
Mm-hmm.
it provides a really organic incentive for players to be like, I got to be number one. I need to be that. You know what I mean? It definitely it's incredibly good for the health of, and the state of the ladder, and it's just good for the competition overall.
Mm.
Like what would the Olympics be without the gold medals? So I'm gonna need on the gear. I'm going
All right.
to greed on the weapon enchants
Okay.
under that same type of vein, and I'm gonna pass on the achieve, the 3K achieve. I think
Okay.
that I really I'm honestly not a big fan of the achievement system. I think it creates
Really?
type of like this faux type of resume that people can fake that doesn't really provide us any
Yeah.
value, and just kind of it creates a it just I'm just not a fan of it, at least for the
Okay.
PvP. So
All right. I like it. All
that's
right.
what we'll do. What
All
about you?
right. Oh,
To
so
answer your own question, this is a good one though. You did good on this. I like it.
thanks. Well, shout out to Sturgy for giving me the seeds, the grains
Yes.
of thought.
Yes.
So you know, I'm I'm actually going to need on the weapons and chance.
Hmm.
As much as the achievements are, I have some issues with them, like you're saying. I think they're a necessary evil in that way. But I think players want more than just a flash of a gold banner and something that they can link to others uh, in chat or whatever that they've made an achievement. I think like having something like tabards or weapons of chance or something like that is what people really want. They want to show something physically.
Right.
So I'm going to go with the need on the weapons of chance. Then I'm going to greed on the get rid of all achievements and or get rid of like I guess the achievement bar, but then give the transmog. And again, though, I'm going to pass on just another achievement at 3K
Yeah.
because I think we have enough achievements as it is in the game.
Right. Absolutely. And I mean, and that's even think about it. Like honestly, think about if you're just like if you're Annie Fuchsia or something, and it's like you're a completionist, and now you've got to hit 3K in arena.
Right?
Ah, what? Yeah, that's kind of crazy. So
Yeah, I'm sorry.
that would be rough.
You're only 4,990 of 5,000 achievement points because you only made 29
Yeah.
94 CR this
When
season. So
yeah,
yeah,
when
yeah,
you were
you're
just like you probably carried. I'm not trying to say that anyone was. I'm just saying if you're unless you're like a
what?
dedicated like
What are you talking about? Nobody carries in PvP. They're just coaches.
oh
They're just
right.
being coached.
That's right. Yeah, that's right. Exactly. So
Uh, actually,
we
we're
do
going to
not
get into that
celebrate
for
a
a
coaching.
second.
Yeah.
No, we do not. We can get into that later on, though. But before we get into the subject analysis and talk about, or actually, I guess that's in the news. Why don't we talk about some of the upcoming PvP events?
Let's do it.
Roll through this.
Get in there
Rolling
and
through this pretty
fight!
fast.
Stop hiding!
Right? Let's talk about the events. What have we got upcoming?
So standard, Dalaran Gaming still doing his 5v5 1v1s. Flark has really been spinning up his 3v3 tournaments. So again, Don't need a team, don't need experience. Just show up, and he'll get you into a team. And he is actually, oh shoot, I'm gonna get the name wrong. He has some help now. So the last couple times, he's actually been working with another caster, and they've been tag teaming. So Flark does the upper bracket, and the other person does the lower bracket.
Cool.
Yeah, it's really awesome actually. And they were doing a really good job just recently. And just kind of watching the interaction and the different caster styles was really good as
Nice.
well.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, there it
'cause
is. Right.
We've been talking about
Connor and Barn Door. They were the ones that were streaming the lower bracket.
Oh, nice. Okay. Yeah, because we've been talking. We've probably shouted him out for the past 8 months, like of episodes talking about every single time. Like, yo, Flark's 3v3 tournaments, they're rocking. And that's honestly a testament to how, like, those are really tough to sustain. So huge shout out to him for being able to keep that going. And it seems like it's getting more and more response with people actually enjoying that type of thing. So that's really good. It's great.
There's people participating. There's people enjoying watching, and every time he's actually had prize pools.
Yeah,
mini prize pools, like $150 for the winning team, and so boom, boom, boom.
That's awesome.
Which is for showing up, and you don't even need to have a team or anything. You just like. It's basically LFG just grabbing a team off it. Well, like I said, he's the one actually creating the team though for you, which is really good.
Right. Yeah, it's like an artificial balance, but it's good because something needs like artificial in the sense it's not really probably the best word because it's like, but it's really good because it provides just a better scene or a better experience for everyone. So.
Well, and you could be a 1750 player teamed up with a 3K player.
Right, exactly.
Like so, and in that way, that creates a whole other balance to the whole game too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly.
And then there is another tournament coming up. Do you want to mention this one?
Yeah, absolutely. So we could have had Nick here from the chat joining us to tell us a little bit more about this. So don't call us out on that, right? But Diabolus Esports is going to be hosting the Death Bowl EU 3v3 Shadowlands pre-patch tournament with a 3,000 plus pound prize pool. Incredible, awesome stuff. So. I'm actually going to put this link here in the chat.
Sure.
That way, if you're watching along later or along with us right now, you can easily just pick that up to see a little bit more information. But Gerissar, so we have signups are completed and the online qualifiers were yesterday then.
That's the way they had it scheduled out. So online or offline qualifiers should have started yesterday. And that's going to lead up to the offline, and then that's going to lead up to the actual top 8 live stream, which is scheduled for the 7th and the 8th of November.
Mm-hmm.
So it's EU only, which is okay. I mean, we'd hate for some NA scrubs to come in there and flex and show the EU guys how it's really done.
Of course,
I get how it is.
Of course.
Anyway, but no,
in the spirit of sportsmanship, yes, right.
Oh, exactly. I get it. They're just following the same stream as what AWC did, right? Where they separated and did NA and EU differently. Yeah. So I know. In all fact, I'm excited by this. That the BFA, the AWC ended. We're in that little lull spot between BFA and Shadowlands. And yet the community is still doing some amazing fun events so for players to participate in, and then also for people to watch if they don't want to participate. And I look forward to this. There's actually a lot of other stuff going on too. So we got Diabolus and their stuff, which is, like I said, if you haven't signed up for it, sorry, but at least you get to still watch. And then we have the Oasis Discord. They're still going to do their 2v2 tournament. Which is now scheduled for the 13th of November, which is awesome. And we'll have links for that as well. That's over at Battlefy. And then Ready Raider, they're spinning up, and they got 2 tournaments going on now. So they have one which is actually being done by Rockman, and but it is being supported by Ready Raider, and that's the Classic Gulch League. So that is going to be all of November. Or sorry, it's going to be 2 weeks. It's going to be the 7th and the 8th, and then also the 14th and the 15th of November.
Right.
And then they're also supporting and hosting the Classic Clashes 3v3 Season 4 EU tournament. I guess that one's only over in the EU. And that's going to be November the 6th, 7th, 13th, and 14th as well. So that's a lot of stuff going on in the next couple weeks.
Yeah, this is an exciting kind of episode here in terms of the PvP events that are coming up. So I think also worth noting, though, that Oasis tournament you just mentioned, that is going to be a double DPS 2v2 tournament. So there are no healing specializations or tank specializations allowed.
Yep.
It is only DPS specializations. So we saw this kind of debuted a lot through, I don't know if it was necessarily debuted, but I know we saw it kind of run its course last year with GCD. Was that 2019 or was that this year, 2020? I can't remember. I think it was 2019. Yeah, where GCD did that stuff. And so we haven't really seen a double DPS tournament since then. And those are really exciting to watch. So
I think the last one we saw or the closest we saw was the CDL and that's because they allowed triple DPS.
Right. Okay.
But you're right. It's hey, it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be a pretty fun go. I wonder how many hybrid teams we're gonna have. Hybrid off heals are still a thing, right?
Yeah, it's definitely gonna up the value of those for sure. So that'll be interesting to watch. And let's see. You talked about the Ready Raider Classic Clash 3v3.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
So if you like Classic, we got Classic stuff going on. If you like retail, we got retail stuff going on.
Yeah. We've got it all.
I'm really interested. I want to really check out these retail things because of the great unpruning that has happened and a bunch of the changes they made for the classes. And really, let's be honest, some of them are still a little broken. I'm really interested to see how these tournaments are going to play out.
Yeah.
It's gonna be pretty fun.
For sure. Imagine now. It's gonna be so weird, like playing against warriors if they have shattering throw as a paladin or something, like as a mage where they've got, if you're an ice block, like I can't remember the last time I had like my bubble broken for shattering throw. So that'll definitely be like that's back.
Oh yeah, that's back. Yep.
You know?
Oh, and Affliction, it's back.
Yeah, exactly. So with their Malefic, whatever, the dot that ticks, or the thing that you cast that does damage to everyone who has dots on them, and that does more damage for how many dots you have on them. So
it like shatters the dots. Yeah. Oh shoot, I just had it. Yeah, you're right. It was Malefic something. Oh well, whatever.
Yeah.
Obviously, I haven't been playing my Warlock much. I've been having fun with other classes.
Yes.
All right. Well, that's that. But let's talk about pre-patch. Let's talk about what we're here for and how we can prepare PvP wise for the pre-patch. I think you love the Malefic Rupture.
Yeah, he's got it. It's Malefic Rupture. That's right.
Yeah.
So, yeah, well, let's do it, man. I was actually doing a little leveling of some Warlock, Affliction Warlock, and that was pretty fun. So,
yeah,
I enjoyed it. But speaking of pre-patch, today we wanted to talk a little bit about what the experience is like. What do we know about pre-patch so far for the Shadowlands, and what can we expect in the coming weeks, months? Hopefully not too many more months. But we're all going to cross our fingers in that regard. Yeah. And but there's still, even though there's still a lot of things that have already hit the live servers that are really exciting. And one of those, honestly, is the new leveling experience in the stat squish. So you would have to be probably living under a rock or not have logged in the game in a substantial amount of time to not realize that all of your characters have been squished down to level 50 being the equivalent of what a 120 was. So
yes,
and we now have
that was weird.
Yeah, I loved like watching different people who would like popular streamers who would go through like flip between classic and retail. And they're like, why is my retail character lower level than my character in classic?
Right?
Yeah, it's very strange.
It was really weird for me because I saw some gear that was dropping on some bosses, and I'm like, item level. Is that a good item level? Is that more, or is that? And I had to like open up my character and take a look at the different item level stuff. The funnier, this is actually funny because of my wife. So she had a max level character, but she also had one she was leveling, and she was trying to get it to 120. Or no, sorry, she was trying to get it to at least level 60.
Mm-hmm.
And I think she said it was around 48 or something like that. So she logged back in. She's like, "Oh, damn it! I almost had that thing to. Oh, I was almost there." And I looked over. I'm like, "Wait, you're level 25. That's great." No, I'm level 25. I wanted to be. Yeah. So she doesn't really realize that she's actually a higher level than she was if you look at the grand scheme of things, because she's closer to 50 than she was to. Well, I guess she was closer to 60 before she logged out, but whatever.
Right.
She's closer to She's closer to level 50 now than
But I mean,
level.
Sometimes you want to just look at the number and be like, yeah, 50.
Exactly.
You know, like.
Well, and that's what it always is, right? It's all just numbers on the screen. At the end of the day, it's how you feel when you do things. I have a question for you, Andallyn. When you're playing, though, are you feeling like things are still dying relatively in the speed that you expect them to? Are you still feeling as powerful as you were before the squish?
Yeah, so that's a good question. I think that I'm slightly a little less powerful, but I think that especially in the lower levels between like level 1 to 30, I'm destroying stuff. Like absolutely obliterating. Because I mean, I leveled up my hunter because I'm going to play the marksmanship hunter. I leveled him up from level 10 to 50. I did an allied race, so I got to start at level 10, so that was pretty cool. But I did want to try out the Exile's Reach, so I got a chance to do that. But I noticed that my power, I felt like I would get stronger every level, which was really good. It felt really smooth. It felt really natural. There was a certain like gratifying. You could feel the power increase every level, but at the same time, I felt like the mobs were getting a little bit more powerful than I was as I got closer into the level 40, like essentially from like the mid to low 40s up to 50.
Okay.
So
it's almost like your power level and the power level of the mob was almost kind of reached a
and I think really it was more so. I think it was more so the fact that I wasn't getting weaker; the mobs were just getting more powerful, and that was a sense that like, you know, this is where you're supposed to be. You know, earlier you were level 30 and you were one-shotting people with aim shot, but you can't do that anymore. You know,
that does sound a little wrong. Yeah, I take you're running around with heirloom gear though too, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Right, and we should probably talk a little bit about the heirloom changes because those, I think they're really neat.
I think we should. Well, let's talk about that right now then.
Yeah.
So obviously, it was announced by Blizzard, but if anybody didn't hear, they removed all the experience bonuses, right? So all the plus percentage experience was removed off all the heirloom gear. And so what is it now? It's increased rested experience or something like that.
Yeah. So what it is the first set bonus for like having 2 heirlooms equipped. What it does is it reduces the amount or the rate at which your rested experience is consumed. So I think it's 30% less. So what that means is if you have like a bar of rested and you get a bar of experience, it'll only consume 70% of that rested experience as opposed to 100% of that rested experience. And then you'll further get for the set piece between, or the 4th set bonus from your heirlooms. I can't remember which one it was, but Yeah, you get a second one where it stacks again
Mm-hmm.
to where it'll reduce like 60%. So like 2 stacks of 30, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, which is really nice because I went through a little bit where I had 2 bars of rested experience, and those 2 bars of rested experience lasted me a level and a half worth of rested experience.
You're saying bars, or do you mean bubbles? Like the
I
two
mean, like,
little,
okay, so
or
a bar
out
and
of
a
the full
bubble would
bar?
be the same thing. Like,
Okay.
if anyone played Dark Age of Camelot had bubbles, right?
Yes.
Those are your experience bubbles. But
Yeah.
World of Warcraft, along like many others, has like bars. Those are bars of experience.
True. Because I always say bubbles because again, I play Dayak, right? But I always see like
My
the
man.
whole thing as like a full bar, and then I know that there's little pieces in there, so I call those little bubbles.
Yeah,
Just
for
because
sure.
otherwise, when somebody says the bar, I think the whole thing. I'm like,
Okay, I can
how
see
do you
that.
have two of those? Okay.
Sure.
But yeah, I
Yeah.
understand. So okay, cool.
So 2 bars in the sense that like 10% of a level.
Yeah. So and wow, and that lasts you that long. That's awesome.
Yeah, it was. I was shocked. It was awesome.
Yeah.
So, and
And
the
that's still more than enough extra experience that because they increased the speed of how or decreased how long it takes you to level, really, because what would be
substantially.
from what 10 to 120 is now only 10 to 50, and you could do that. What? How long did it take you? What, 3 days?
Not even. Well, I mean,
Really?
wait, 3 days of like
Okay.
not actual playtime. It took me like
Okay.
3 days of me playing a little bit here and there each day. Um,
Okay.
but I think it was about 15, 16 hours of playtime, and I bounced around through different timelines. I said, "Ooh, let's go do this classic zone. Ooh, let's go do this. The Burning Crusade. Ooh, what about some
Okay.
Legion? No, I don't want to do Legion. Let's go do the So I bounced around the place just to kind of try it out, and
Nice.
it was fun.
Cool.
It's really
Yeah.
seamless. You can up and stop leveling somewhere and say,
Mhm.
you know what? I'm gonna go level in Red Ridge Mountains and just start boom, pick up Red Ridge Mountains right there.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, the way the world scaling to you is so much better. I That's one thing I was really looking forward to because I remember leveling through classic and running through a zone, and it was worse because in classic you'd either just finish all the quests in a zone, but you have to like kill some mobs because you were just short of the experience to get to the next place,
hmm
or you have to run a dungeon or two. Like it was really tightly engineered to that idea.
right.
Although there was a few zones that were like incorrectly engineered where you'd finish all the quests and do all the dungeoning you could probably handle, and you'd still be like a level short of getting to the next zone. Um,
Yeah.
and then over the expansions with the heirloom gear, you'd be running through a zone and you'd go from 70 to 80 just going through one zone, right? And
Yeah.
half your stuff would be grayed out before you'd be skipping whole storylines because all the levels or all the quests were grayed out and they weren't worthwhile.
Right.
uh so now being able to just go wherever you want, and it being I mean, you could run a whole storyline and actually get the whole story now, which is amazing.
Yeah, you could.
Did you talk? So you talked to Chromie then, right?
Correct. So how
Okay.
it works
Yeah, I did too.
essentially is they work on this new kind of state, kind of like a state of
Hmm.
being for your character, which is called your timeline. So
Hmm.
your timeline can be Burning Crusade, Wrath of the Lich King, Cataclysm, and the world changes to what it was during that expansion for you. Now, if you're
That's
in
so
like
awesome.
Orgrimmar, it's really
Yep.
not going to change too much. Like you won't notice a difference. But I mean, if you go check out the Barrens, if you're in, Burning Crusade Vice, if you're in like Cataclysm, it's a little
Hmm.
different, right?
Yeah.
Um,
There's a big scar in the middle of one of them.
yeah. So
Yeah.
the world kind of changes to whatever your timeline you're in, and then if you want to queue for a dungeon per se, um, if you're in Burning Crusade timeline, you queue
Hmm.
for Burning Crusade dungeons, no matter what level you are. If
Makes sense.
you're in Legion, you queue for the Legion dungeons. So it's really nice.
So neat thing though, and I found this one out through a Discord. So because of Chromie Time and War Mode, and you have to be level 20 or higher before you can turn on War Mode. There's regular world non-war mode, regular world war mode, Chromie Time non-war mode, Chromie Time war mode. So there's actually 4 different game time frames where you could actually be running around in war mode and just get completely gobsmacked and just ganked. Or depending on which one you are, like if you pick Cataclysm and nobody wants to be there, you could probably be leveling without a problem. Oh, that's a great... Sorry. Yeah, Andallyn. So I know in Stormwind,
Yes.
Chromie is hanging out under a tree over by where the Allied race order hall is, like right by the lake there. Where is she in Orgrimmar?
In the same way that she's by the Allied races in Stormwind, she's by the Allied races in Orgrimmar. She's up. I forget what it's called. It's like the emissary ambassadors, or the emissary ambassador area where the Allied races are. So you just gotta go up to where you used to buy the PvP gear in Orgrimmar, and head over to the left where the trolls live and those kind of area. So yeah,
Cool.
awesome. Nice job, Queen. Huzzah!
Oh, hey, Queen's in the house. Yeah. Oh, you found her. Awesome.
Yes.
All right. Make sure you give her a salute.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So and that's I think that's really important though, especially if somebody is running around and they're afraid of having war mode on, or they're not sure, like, if one person has war mode on, like how that all works. One thing I really want to test out, which I haven't got a chance to yet, is how party sync works with Chromie Time, because I think that would be really interesting.
I have tested that out because we would do it with some friends.
Yes.
Yeah. So I did some leveling with some friends, and it works seamless. Like, this is another, like, I cannot stress enough. I think that the team did a phenomenal job at implementing this whole system. This whole system was very well implemented. I was able to level with my friend when I was level 36 and he was level like 16 or whatever, and we queued BC dungeons and we plowed right through it. It worked out great.
Nice.
No issues whatsoever. The only thing that I don't like about it is, and I mean, this is a very small nitpicky thing, is it's like, I'm a higher level. I like to be efficient because I like to play. Like, so we're 2 DPS queuing, so it's a little bit longer of a queue for a dungeon, and I'm doing some quests. I'm just questing while we're in queue. However, but because I'm party synced, my level is scaled down, but the world does not scale down to me when I'm party synced. So, unfortunately, it makes it very tough if you're trying to level and you're like killing a level 30 something and you're level 16 or something like that. So, just a little nitpicky, but that's the I don't know if that's gonna be the one thing I would change. Whoops. It's okay. Letting the cat out of the bag a little too soon. But Gerissar, have you been able to play around with it at all, or? I think you're muted, buddy. You good there? Gerissar? Guys, I think they broke Gerissar. My co-host is broken. F's in chat. Rip Gerissar. You can't hear me.
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you. Yeah, there you are. Hey, we're back.
Oh my gosh. Oh.
Yes, Discord trying to play pranks on us, man.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, thanks, Queen. Yeah. Oh my gosh. I was sweating there for a second. Okay. Oh, okay. All right. I
Saved.
completely missed what you said, but that's okay. I'm used to not paying
Okay.
attention to what you say, anyways. So we're good.
Bro.
No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. All right. Sorry. I gotta ask you to repeat. What's the one thing you don't like?
Yes. So is sorry, chat. We're gonna go through this one more time.
Just because I'm special.
Yeah.
Apparently.
So for the party sync, the one thing I don't like is if you're, I was level like 36 or something, and I was party syncing with my friend who was like 16. And so we're
Yep.
queuing BC dungeons, and I'm, doing quests while we're queued for the dungeon because we're 2 DPS. It's a little bit of a longer queue. And I can no longer do the quests because I'm level 16 because I'm party synced, but the world mobs are all level 36 because my level is 36. So I can't quest. Like, I'll just be questing, and then I'll, like, oh yeah, I'm 4 out of 7, like, bull feathers or whatever.
Yeah.
And then I'll be like, go to kill a bull, and this bull will just come and smack me, and I'll just be dead. So, yeah.
I'm not sure what's worse, that or that one time when you're in a group with somebody and suddenly they turn into a raid and you're not getting credit.
Oh, no. And you're like,
which one's...
how come it's not working?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Well, I think all in all, I agree. I think the way that they've put this together is absolutely amazing. And I think from what I've understood, a lot of people are really using this opportunity to level their alts that have been neglected for pretty much all of BFA, and really figure out what they want to play Shadowlands for PvP, right? Because this gives you a lot of chance. Like, so you can do war mode, you are leveling with friends, you're able to do the party sync so that if one of you is a little bit faster than the other or whatever, you can sync back up and you're not waiting for them to catch back up to you, right? All the dungeons work great. Everything, the gearing works great. So that sounds absolutely amazing. The one thing, speaking of the war mode, and you reminded me about the gear vendor stuff. Don't forget, just because I saw this in another Discord, that yes, they got rid of the PvP trinkets, the medallion, and all that out of the PvP talent choices. So if you're going to go PvP, first go to a vendor. Unless if you have the heirloom version of the trinket, that's great too. If not, just go to the PvP vendor and make sure you get yourself your medallion, your little trinket, so that you can pop yourself out of some CCs if you need to, and save your friend. I have heard some people that have been leveling up through Battleground. Actually, I think it was Ben Ruki was saying how he's been having a blast leveling up through Battlegrounds too.
We did that too. We would queue for like a dungeon and like a skirm or a Battleground, and it's really fun. It was really fun. I love leveling through PvP because you just kind of lose track of what level you are, and you just start having fun.
Yeah,
like it's so nice.
It's not going on to the next thing. It's not. I think the one thing I would prefer over Battlegrounds versus just the whole leveling experience is how annoying it can be. Where it's like, oh, go over there. So you go over there and you talk to somebody. They're like, oh, yeah, can you go over there and kill me some of those things and get me there first? And you go over there, you kill those things, and you come back. And they're like, oh yeah, can you go back over there and kill the same things and get me their teeth now? And he's like, couldn't have told me that before, eh? You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's minor things, I know.
Yeah.
That whole back and forth where it's like they just make you yo-yo. I that's why I prefer doing the Battlegrounds and the PvP.
Right.
It's minor.
Sure. I think it can be fun just to kind of like. I noticed that when I got level 30, because they changed how when you get your mounts, right? So at level 10, or I guess before then, you can use your little heirloom mount, but at level 20 now, you get that the riding mount, the 60% mount speed mount.
Yes.
And then at level 30, you get to unlock flying.
Mm-hmm.
And then you get the faster speed at 40. Um,
Yes.
when I got level 30 and onward, it actually became a lot more fun because you get to fly. And some of that, yo-yoing aspect that you were kind of talking about
Oh
is
yeah.
really mitigated when you have
Yeah.
flying. It's not nearly as bad. And it
True.
almost kind of becomes a little fun to see like how fast you can kind of rail through some quests. Um,
Yeah. I can see
sometimes.
that. I can
But
see that.
I don't know. I've also
I,
really enjoyed watching like Athos was doing it earlier, but like S-Fan's been doing it a lot lately, where he like reads the quest out loud and he makes it fun, and it's so funny. He was like reading for like Tyrion Fordring, and his phone went off, and he was like, "Hold on, S-Fan, this is important." Because he's like been reading the quest line, and he's like all of a sudden just starts like ad-libbing because he got a text message or something, and
it's
so
hilarious.
it was really
That's
fun.
awesome.
So I've
That's
actually,
cool.
I've actually like, have you ever played through and read all of the quest text?
I no, I
Be
have
honest,
never.
yeah,
I
right.
I've tried.
Mm-hmm.
I had the want a few times. I would try, and then I would hit some like monstrosity wall of text quest,
And just be
and
like,
I'd be
nope,
like,
done.
"Yeah, I'm done. I'm done. I just want." Usually, by the time it's when I should have quit the game, but it's usually when I've yo-yoed twice too, and I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
"No, I'm just done."
Yeah,
Oh,
it's really
sorry. I
fun.
want.
And I think there's a couple good
Yeah.
zones where it's like you should do it for like in one of these zones
Hmm.
for the first, and it's really enjoyable.
Hmm.
I actually thought it would be a pain in the butt, but it made the quest like so enjoyable. Like it was like
Yeah.
it changes the world. I'm just like, it's really surprising and really eye opening when you're like, holy cow, quests are fun. Like,
It can be, yeah.
yeah,
And the quest designers put a lot of work in that, so it
yeah, they
makes
do.
I feel kind of bad that I don't, but at the same time, yeah. Um, speaking of feeling bad, I actually feel I hope Winstead actually comes back to playing the game because I remember him saying that's one thing that he wanted to do as one of his projects was he wanted to do
Yeah,
like some voice acting and go in and read all the quests and do like a full questing experience,
yeah,
but do like voice acting on the quest too.
right.
So
Wouldn't that be a sweet add-on if you had like
would be.
where you could where it was like certain quest lines it could just read the text to you
Hmm.
in like the voice or something like that. I thought it'd be a really cool
It's
thing.
it is one thing that I appreciate that Blizzard has done as the X packs have grown.
Hmm.
Every X pack they keep adding in more things, and especially these last ones. I think from Warlords of Draenor, Legion, and now BFA, where there was those the main story quests where they kind of had that reading to you as well. You got it may not be verbatim of what the quest text was, but there'd be a person talking there, an NPC talking that was very close to what that quest was, and I really appreciate that. Yeah. Oh, Lithy apparently he's
Yeah.
spoiler alert. Apparently, Shadowlands has even more voice acting.
That's a good thing. There's no spoilers.
Yes.
Yeah.
Not yet.
Yes. It tells
Actually,
you why you should
one
be
thing
excited.
I want to point this out. Lithy has a good point from chat.
Okay.
Is with chromie time and level scaling is sometimes you're going into dungeons that require certain skills
Hmm.
because they were designed based on that expansion. But because of your level, you may not actually have the skills that they're that they
Hmm.
designed the dungeon on, and so you may run into that. I'm guessing that you could it just makes it harder.
You talking
Like you
about
could
like
probably still
interrupts? You talking about like interrupts?
maybe I don't know.
Okay.
Ask Lithy in chat. I don't
Well,
know.
sorry, that's what
I'm
I was
just
kind
reading.
of
I'm just reading his stuff, man.
right. Yeah, sorry. I mean, I was kind of Lithy. Are you talking about like interrupts, or are you talking about like DPS cooldowns? Like, because I noticed
Mhm.
it took me a while to get. Yeah. So I noticed a little bit of that too,
Yeah,
um, in
having
some
time to
different
be able to interrupt, be
dungeons.
able to CC. Yeah.
Yeah, and it was weird because it's like some classes get it a lot sooner, some classes got it a lot
Hmm.
later. But it was interesting because I didn't get True Shot until like 38.
Hmm.
So I played up to level 38 without having a burst cooldown really. So, but
You're a hunter. You don't need more.
yeah, no, we're good.
Yeah, you're good. You're good.
Yeah, some of the artifact quests unlocks from Legion stuff have some mobility stuff like Lockate. Okay, it's not too much, and
Okay,
it never
yeah.
stops you in your tracks. Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's just
I agree with that. But
it's just knowing
it's
your
a
class
little,
and
yeah.
overcoming it. Yeah, it makes it a bit
Again,
more difficult.
these are small things, and this is really good. And this is what I want to see from Blizzard, these types of things, because Blizzard's capable of handling small things like that and saying,
Oh yeah.
this has been identified, that's a small fix, we can take care of that, and they batch that into a patch, right?
Yep.
But the problem is we've been having, it. Let me back up before I shoot us down another rabbit hole. If we were given more systems that had the same type of TLC as this has, I think Blizzard would have a much better job maintaining their game.
Yeah.
So, and that's easier said than done, I know. So,
If you had $1 million, right?
but hey, it's not. This is a good thing to shoot for, right? This is a good standard to try to work towards. I think, and honestly, if Shadowlands was able to kind of release to this type of standard, I think a lot of cred and a lot of well-deserved credit would come back to the game.
I agree. I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. And yeah, it makes it interesting because we're looking at 15 years of systems, 15 layers.
Yeah.
So classic TPC, Wrath, Kata,
8.
Mop, Wad. Oh, 8. Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
I was getting there.
Because this is 9.0. Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's how the numbers work.
Yeah.
Oh, Gerissar. Oh, okay. Yeah. So I mean,
Rocking the Asmongold look. Yeah.
am I getting that bald? Oh my god. No. Yeah. So I mean, yeah, we got eight X packs of systems to work around, working through all the different things. And I think the thing that is really epic is because Cataclysm truly changed the physical world. They did a huge thing that was huge, and then to actually put it back where, depending on what you pick on Chromie Time, reverts that change that they decided to make permanent, seems really cool, and I like that. It's really interesting. So let's see here. Is there any? So we talked about the leveling, we talked about the gearing,
Right.
Chromie Time. Minimum level 20 for war mode, which I do like that though, because then that means that you can't accidentally have war mode on as a level 5 and just die repeatedly to being ganked by some level 50.
Mm-hmm.
I do like that. You're still gonna die as a level 20, like, let's be honest, but at least your first 20 levels isn't griefing hell, which is nice.
Right.
So I think random BGs work when you're leveling, but you can't skirm until you're level 50, if I'm not mistaken.
I think you can. I believe that we did a few skirmishes, and you can even be a little bit of a different level and still do skirmishes. So it'll scale you down. So, which is really nice. And you get the skirmishes give you a faster experience, a faster leveling experience than the BGs will. So if you're someone who likes the arenas, that's a really fun way to level. And it's also kind of a little challenging and may not, I don't know, for some people it may not be fun because you don't have all your abilities, but you know.
That can be frustrating too, for sure.
Oh yeah.
All right. And then the one thing we haven't talked about, and I guess what about that new starting experience they've talked about? I haven't played it through yet. I know I looked at it briefly when it was on beta, but I think they've changed it since the last time I even played that, because that was eons ago now. So I would say that was definitely more so for a brand new player or a person that hasn't played for since TBC kind of thing, right? Come back to the game and get you well situated into the class, the race, kind of get through the buttons and how to interact in the world and everything.
Pressing W, those types of things.
Yeah. Exactly.
It's very mundane. But I mean, it's
If you've
also
played for a while, it's Monday.
yes, that's a good way to yeah, right. Um, so
But I think it's good. I think it's needed
the
because
quests are actually some of the best quests in the game. Like
I've
they're
heard.
really neat. They're really unique. I've only
Okay.
watched it been played through twice. I haven't played through it myself, but
Okay.
it's a really well done experience for brand new players.
Hmm.
And it's honestly worth doing even if you've played the game just once. So
Yeah.
I want to try it. I've watched it done twice, so I feel like I know it pretty well because I was watching it pretty closely. And the
Hmm.
quests are really interesting. They're really engaging.
Cool.
They're kind of funny, and they're it's very wow. It's very World of
Mhm.
Warcraft esque, you know,
Okay. I'm
and it
pretty
kind of
sure.
just shows you the game.
I'm pretty sure. Actually, I should go back and do. Actually, Queen of Murloc. She's in our chat channel right now.
Hmm.
I'm. I remember her. She was streaming a bunch of it. I think she was going through a whole bunch of the different classes, just going through and both factions. So I should go and see if she still has the VODs or not up on her Twitch chat, and then maybe I can link those in. So if anybody wants to know what it's like and not have to go through it, then oh yeah, she just confirmed in Twitch chat. So
Yeah.
um, so uh, if you need to, if anything, you can go to our Discord and ask, and I'm sure she'll be able to provide that as well. What her Twitch channel is, but we should go check that. I should go check that out because I'll be honest, I don't have the patience for that. I'd be like you, whereas like this is getting like really, you're gonna show me what W means, really? But I get it. I think it's absolutely amazing for a brand new player to come in, not know what the movement keys are, not have an immediate understanding of what the UI is for, and it because it runs you through all that stuff. So
Hmm.
it's awesome.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it is good. We'll have
All
to
right.
do some. We'll have to do some leveling maybe sometime this week or next.
Definitely. I'd like to do that.
Yeah, because I'm putting a
Hey,
few extra tunes up so that I can have in case I'm just like, you know what, this seems like a little bit more fun right now.
this sounds like a ploy from you to make me play Horde because I remember last
He's
episode you
too
were
good, chat. He's too good.
I see what you did there. I see what you
Yeah.
tried to do there.
Hmm.
Yeah, well played, well played.
Yes.
Hey, so one quick question. Uh, so I know the faction assaults are still happening on retail over at BFA. Have you still interacted with those at all?
Negative. I've not.
Okay.
So I'm not sure if it's like it was with Legion, where you would get awesome experience or not. But
Hmm.
very possibly.
Well, so I don't think you can use it for experience because because you have to be able to access the world quest,
Mm.
and BFA was locked where you had to be max level before you could even do world quests. So
Right, but you
I,
can do BFA without being max level now, right? So like immediately upon
yeah.
hitting level 10, you get to go to Zuldazar or or Borealis or whatever. So I don't know if you just unlock
Mhm.
world quests along the way in your quest line.
I I don't think so.
Mm,
Because
okay.
then they would have had to completely revamp how world quests were implemented for BFA.
Maybe.
So in that case, it would be better to do Legion because at least with Legion you had all those they weren't necessarily world quests, but
You're talking about
they
what? The
had
bonus objectives.
yeah the bonus objectives showed up.
Yeah, that's the
They showed up in
Warlords of
WAD
Draenor.
and really, they were in Legion too, weren't they?
Yeah, but the good ones, right, were in the Warlords of
Were in WAD.
Draenor.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. So I guess all the only thing those would be good for in the faction assaults would be fun in BFA just for because they gave amazing amounts of reputation.
Hmm.
So you could at least get through the reputation grind really quickly and
Right.
get access to some of the other stuff there. I think that's about all it'd be good for.
Yeah. So Mr.
Mm,
GM has actually put out some really good content, even well before this, about like doing the leveling experience through every different timeline, and kind of looking at how it's really nice how you can complete the whole timeline, and by the time you get through to the end, it's well portioned to where you get to max level right about through the end of the timeline. So,
Really?
yeah, and he also did something where he would time how long it took him to level from 1 to or 10 to 50 through each timeline. And of course, Warlords of Draenor is the quickest. But
Yeah.
for people who are
Not surprised.
like just like, yo, I need to tune max level pronto, you know,
Mhm.
that kind of thing.
Cool. Huh. All the amount of content that was being created by all the content creators off of beta and just everything, what I feel like people are going to be very well. People that have studied into that they're going to be very well prepared for Shadowlands.
So much out
and,
there, yeah.
And there's going to be people like me who just put their head in the sand because they didn't wanna, and I'm going to show up and be learning all this stuff on the fly.
Hey, that's fun though.
Yeah.
That's part of the fun thing. It's just like what you were talking about with learning about like the item levels. Like 62 item level, is that good? Like, you know, and that's there's a certain enjoyment in that. Like that's kind of fun. Just to kind of be like, whoa, this is really bad, or oh my gosh, this is actually so good, you know? So
oh my god, I thought that was great, and it is a turd. Why did I sell that? I sold that other piece. Crap. Yeah,
for sure.
All right. Well, hey, Andallyn.
Yeah.
What's the one thing you would change?
Well, I think we got to talk about one more thing there, Speed Racer.
Now you get ahead of us.
We got to talk about one more thing.
What's that?
The last thing is pre-patch has actually got a couple different stages which we are going to be playing through. And this is no offense, but this is probably the biggest thing with pre-patch.
Totally forgot. Oops.
So stage 1 should be coming hopefully soon. And GM. Stage 1 is, you're going to know it because you'll log in and you'll get that quest, you know, bling, off to the side, you know, that allows you to start playing the new content, right? And so stage 1 is going to be really neat because it's going to take us through a little bit of a story where we are going to do an intro quest that's going to take us back over to Ice Crown. All right.
Yes.
So I'm not going to talk too much about that because we'll let you know people learn as much or as little as they want about that come you know the launch of this. But essentially, it's going to set you up in a pre-patch world event kind of thing where you're going to in stage 2 be able to start buying catch-up level item level gear through these Argent commendations, which you'll be getting from killing the rares and you know, doing different events and different things in this new pre-patch space, kind of like what we did for Legion, you know, where they had the pets, and in the same way that you could get a pet, then we do have our iconic pre-patch pet, which is the Putrid Geist. It looks kind of neat. It's just like a little like zombie looking thing, right? And
yes,
there's also the anti-doom broom.
I want this just because.
Yeah, so tell us about the anti-doom broom.
So this is apparently, I guess it's a magic broom, and it's used to clean an area where the Scourge Plague is, so preventing the spread of infection. Which, if I'm not mistaken, is going to be really important because there's also going to be that whole similar to I think it's similar to Wrath, where everybody started getting undead, and then you could get sick and make other people sick, and you actually had to like perpetuate the disease in a way. So
it really did not age well.
No, yet they decided to bring it back. Why not?
Right.
I'm guessing Blizzard needs some new data to sell off to all of the disease control centers.
Yeah, I'm gonna sit in my house in quarantine while I go infect the masses on World of Warcraft.
Wow.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah,
you know,
Trump has nothing on us. We killed millions.
Yeah, let's not go there.
Too late. I already did it.
Oh no, yeah.
I said
I'll tell you, the thing that I really am looking forward to is, I think this is super cool. you can get a chance to get a really cool item. It is the Papa's Mint Condition bag. It is a unique 34 slot bag that drops from Bronjam, who is a rare that will spawn up and in Ice Crown during the stage 2 of this pre-patch. So it's not a 100% chance to drop. I'm not sure exactly if we know what the drop percentage is, but it says it will take you a little while before you obtain the bag, possibly.
It may, yeah.
But hey, if you can get that to drop in the pre-patch, that's awesome.
Yeah. No, that's a mint bag.
Yeah. That's sweet. Mint condition.
It's a sweet bag. So I found it interesting to use the Argent Commendations because if I remember correctly, that was the same currency or similar name currency to the Argent tournament. Remember when that was in Wrath?
Mm-hmm.
So maybe anyway. But either way, so we got item level 100 catch-up gear, which is easily purchased. There's a big old bag, so if you're stuck with some small bags, you need something big to get yourself ready for all the loot you're going to be, or all the grays you're going to be picking up as you level through Shadowlands. That's that. Plus a battle pet, so I mean, go ahead and get that, and then you can come to my next pet battle tournament. And in the meantime, make sure you get yourself an anti-doom broom to help clean up some of the plague.
That's right.
And help everybody out.
Do your part, citizen.
Awesome. Do your part, yeah.
Yes.
I'm doing my part. Are you?
Yeah. That's right.
You know,
together
I'm actually
we can all stop scourge fires. Yes.
Oh, the puns.
Mm-hmm.
I'm actually really looking forward to this because I did enjoy the whole part of being a ghoul and then wreaking havoc in your own city. That was so much fun.
Yeah.
In a sadistic way. Well, because it's non-permanent, right? So it's just fun to do that. And I'm really looking forward to this because the skybox in Ice Crown that they put in is just absolutely amazing. So just to be able to be out there and play underneath that new skybox is going to be so much fun.
Yeah. Nice, dude.
Yeah.
For sure. All right. So I think now we can safely move on to the one thing you would change.
All right.
And I kind of already dropped mine, let the cat out of the bag, where, I would really want to just change the whole, like, if you were queued for a dungeon, you could set it up to where, see, some smart person will tell, and they're smart, rightfully so, that you could just not be dumb and don't party sync until you get in the dungeon.
I mean, yeah, that might be the answer.
But I think that whenever we would do that, it would force me to party sync. I don't know. Regardless, I would change it to where if you party synced and you wanted to do your own quests, if you guys were in different zones or whatever, it would, the world would scale down to you after you party synced or something like that.
Yeah.
Some kind of solution to that.
That does sound like it's probably a bug. No.
Maybe.
All right. So
Working
basically,
as intended.
Hey, it's a feature.
Screw you.
Yeah. I think you're right though. I think that should definitely happen. Nothing's worse than popping out of a dungeon, being level 16, and being like, "Oh, I'm just gonna go back to killing this thing that I was."
I just gotta get one more putrid feather.
Exactly, and then get completely smacked by the thing you were going toe to toe with. Not a problem.
Yeah.
Huh. So, I think the one, and maybe I missed it, but the one thing I would change is I didn't see. I didn't see something in game that prepared me what the item level differences were, so that I could grasp how my item level, let's say 300, equals whatever now, so that when I'm looking at future gear, I can kind of at least, it gave me that initial what the squish was.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure if there was like a video I missed on that or something.
They have the charts. They have charts out that show a little bit about that. But a good way to think about this is what I noticed is if you were leveling, if you were level 5, you would get item level 5 gear.
Okay.
If you were level 10, you would get item level 10.
Okay.
So all the way up till 50, it seemed like the item level was correspond to whatever level you were. And then from 60 onward, it would just be how many levels over level 60 would be your item level. So if it was like item level 100, okay, that would be like 40 levels higher than a level 60 piece.
Okay.
So to speak, if that makes sense.
Interesting. Because I'm pretty sure we're starting to see like there's item level 120 stuff still.
I don't know if it's exactly
Okay. I understand. Yeah.
scales linearly, but you can kind of think of it as linear.
Okay.
So
obviously anything that's a higher item level than what you already have and higher than your current level should be good.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
I don't think you're going to get anything higher item level until you get 60.
All right.
Or 50, I guess, in this case.
Yeah.
50.
I got to get out there. Yeah. Well, yeah. You can't be 60 yet unless you're on beta.
No.
So. All right. Good to know. Good to know. Well, let's talk about some PvP news and let people know what else has been going on out there.
All right. Who ordered up an extra large can of whoop ass?
Yeah, that's right, Millhouse. I don't know who ordered it, but let's talk about the news.
The news. So first and foremost, as always, there's some hot fixes. There's always seems to be hot fixes. So there hasn't been a lot though that's been PvP centric, I'd say. But with the new classes and all the new abilities, of course, there's always some stuff that's a little bit overtuned, undertuned, and broken. There was some issues like over in the Shaman. One of the Azurite traits wasn't working correctly. I think what was it? Demon Hunters, when they had Bonar, they had Spike Armor. If they had Spike Armor on already and they used it again, their armor actually went down. Their armor value decreased. It was really weird. Nyalotha got nerfed because nobody has corruption anymore, so they had to get rid of that stuff. They had to decrease everything because nobody had all that extra damage because nobody has gushing wounds or infinite stars.
Right.
What else was there? I think. And yeah, other than that, it was like I said, it's just some interaction stuff with new character abilities. There's one that was really important for PvP. I almost missed this one. Battleground gates apparently weren't opening sometimes when the BG started.
Fight.
Yeah. I want to play. Let me out.
Yeah. It's like that meme, like, That's right. Yeah.
Anyway, so that must have been just horrible watching. Oh look, it's a 5 cap. Being on the wrong side of that must have just sucked.
Yeah. Let's see. So we also had the Blizzard WoW Classic Fall Conquest Tournament, which was the Arathi Basin 15v15 Classic Battleground Tournament that finished up on October 17th and the 18th for EU and NA, respectively, on the 17th and 18th. So a big congratulations to Apes, who won it all on the EU. And let me see it. Correct the accent. The hell yeah, brother, for NA.
Yes. So congrats to those teams. There were some amazingly played games. I think there was a couple that it was like within 10 points.
Yeah. And it was intense.
Really close.
It was wild.
Yeah,
there's an achievement that you get in Arathi Basin for like winning within like 50 points or something like that.
Yeah.
But they were living, it was like 2000 to 1990. It's just like, what?
Yeah.
It's like they won off of like a 2.6 seconds or something.
Yeah. I think there's one they said there was a missed cap. They almost, I think there was, who was it? They almost had it. And they lost. They got interrupted just as they were about to cap the flag, and that one cap would have made the difference on winning or losing. Yeah, because that would have been, it was pretty
absolutely
insane. Wild. So as we said, Flark's been hosting the 3v3s. So on the October 18th tournament, congrats to Oif, Bouncy Time, and OMG Ronnie for winning that one. And just last Sunday's here was Prewall, Undertaker, and Heckin Doggo for winning that tournament. So congratulations to both those teams. I love the names.
Mm-hmm.
Those things are great. And I guess so. And then there's some unfortunate news. So I know we were talking about this over in our Discord, and there's some stuff over on Twitter. So apparently, so I want to get actually before we get into the what this next point is, I want to caveat some stuff here. So apparently, what happened is some of the high ranking players and some of the professional players were seeing how much there's win trading that was going on the ladder. There was and just some despicable interactions amongst people that was manipulating how the ladder was working, and by doing so was actually harming newer players trying to breach that next boundary into the higher ranking ladders. And it was basically toxic elitism. And
Gatekeeping.
yeah, it was totally gatekeeping. And apparently, the team, formerly Method Black, then Exet, and now they're teamless. Apparently, they were getting very upset, and they were going to start voicing their concerns about this. And somewhere along the way, uh, they decided that they were going to do some games and record them by streaming them on what they called a private Twitch. Well, nothing's private on Twitch. What it was an an unpublicized Twitch channel. But if somebody knew where to find it, they could find the Twitch channel. And their games were there. And somebody apparently got a hold of some of the VODs or whatever, and stripped out where it was literally like 10 minutes of piece of clips from games where people were using a very well, they're using a racial slur. And so apparently, so I guess oh my goodness, excuse me, wow, sorry, missed my, I'll have to mute that later. Sorry guys.
That's okay.
So I guess Raikou and Swapsy had they had enough, and they decided, amongst the rest of the team, had decided that they were going to voice their opinions on the gatekeeping. Therefore, the people that had this video, who are apparently been blackmailing them for the last 2 years to keep their mouths quiet and who knows what else, released the video. And so now we have some suspensions from competing in WoW esports. So Raikou and Swapsy, they were the culprits of using this racial slur. So they've been indefinitely suspended. I know you and me talked about this, Andallyn. Now that the dust has settled a little bit, and we've been able to kind of reflect on everything, I have to ask, how do you feel about this? About the suspension?
Well, I think this is something we all wish we could have done without this year, especially
Yeah.
all things considered. But I think that there's also, another important side of this that goes along, with it, where it's kind of incumbent upon the WoW esports team to kind of make sure that they're, or to make sure that the sportsmanship stays or maintains a certain level of integrity.
Mm-hmm.
And unfortunately, the punishment that's been dished out, it doesn't look like that's going to be anything that's going to waver, and this could be a very game changing thing in the scene. But
Yep.
I don't think that right now is the time to discuss whether or not the magnitude of these actions were necessarily something that we were exactly on board with, or we're all behind, and I would venture to say that there's probably some things that we all like about it and some things that we all don't like about it.
Yeah.
But this is what's happened now, and it's kind of looking going forward from here. And yeah, so I mean, honestly, my heart goes out to the teams, to all these players, even the ones who are guilty a little bit. I feel like, they've got some soul searching to do, and I think it's. I
Yeah.
told you I really don't like it when there's scenarios that are set up for where people are casted down into the. I can't say hell. Can I say? I don't know. Like, people are casted down and provided no type of redemption arc. So,
Yeah.
um, because I think that there's a fine line between someone what they believe in their heart and maybe how they conduct themselves when they're kind of drinks in, or they're being stupid, honestly. So nonetheless, I would like to see some healing in this space is really what I'm getting at. So
Yeah. Sorry, I kind of put you on the spot there.
oh, that's okay.
You have a you have a much more eloquent way of saying things than I'm a little bit more blunt, I think. But I agree. I Yeah, and definitely it from what we were seeing, it definitely looks like the hammer hit hard without any option for redemption. And I truly believe that people can change and can improve. You just have to be able to give people the chance. The fact that it's well, I think it was like videos from a span of 2 years almost
Hmm.
reduced down to 10 minutes. Um, I think it makes it seem much worse than I can't say worse than because in my personal opinion, I think that once is too many times. But anyway, it is what it is. So
Yeah.
unfortunately, Raikou and Swapsy are indefinitely suspended from competing again. And just to kind of point towards some other things, Looney has received a 1 year suspension from competing for I think the what was the thing
Wild
from
card
the
gaming.
rule book? Yeah,
Oh.
he's from Wildcard Gaming, but I think it was like it's along the lines of account sharing or win trading,
Yeah.
or uh, other inappropriate, um, or is it things that
See,
are
but
deemed inappropriate
See, but here's
manners.
the thing. Here's the thing. This is where it starts to get a little dicey. I don't want to
Yeah.
talk too much further into this, but one of these things is not like the other. Um,
Hmm.
One of them's in terms of the rule book. In terms of the rule book for the AWC, right?
Yeah.
One of these falls in the line of TOS, loonies.
Yeah.
The other, which is to just conduct yourself to a higher standard of professionalism and
Hmm.
sportsmanship, which, strictly speaking, is not necessarily TOS. So it's kind of odd. It's kind of
Yeah.
funky.
Well,
And I'm not
so
trying to imply that Blizzard has some certain types of favoritism, but
yeah.
um, you know, there's a lot of there was a. I mean, you can look. There was a large discourse on Twitter and stuff like
Oh
that that
yeah.
kind of uh, spun off from all of this. So
There was. Sorry. I guess I should clarify. So the the caveat to which Looney was suspended, or his suspension, is based off of the fact that you have to have your account in good standing.
right.
Um, up or have had your account within of good standing within the year. So if he had breached TOS and thus received some sort of a game time
Ban.
suspension,
Right.
a ban, even if it's for a day, he can't compete for a year
Hmm.
because he breached TOS.
Correct.
So sorry, I kind of lumped the two together. So because of whatever he did, which breached TOS, which stuff like that that I mentioned, he can't compete for a year because his account is no longer of good standing within that period of time.
Yeah. Correct.
So, and as I kind of alluded to, yeah. So because of the VOD, because of what it shows happening, Xset Gaming has ended their sponsorship for the team. So Raikou, Swapsy, Waz, and Chaz are once again sponsorless. So it's unfortunate. But considering that Xset prides themselves on inclusive gaming and trying to change the gaming sphere, the two don't mix. It's unfortunate.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's
Anyway,
sponsorships come and go.
yeah, they
So,
do.
and that's how it goes. So,
Hmm. I will say I was messaging with Waz about a few other things.
mm,
We're DMing out across Discord, and he was a little taken back by the whole event,
yeah.
and because he's played with Raikou for years,
Yes.
and he's not sure what he's gonna do because
I know.
it's like he can't play with his best friend anymore, right?
Yeah, that's who I feel for the most too. Is like, and honestly, Chaz as well.
Yeah,
Chaz hadn't played with them as
he's such a
long,
good guy.
but Chaz is one of the nicest, most just happy-go-lucky
Oh
people
my
you'll
gosh, is
meet.
he ever?
So it's, and I feel bad for them because it's like, they're ex BlizzCon champions. Like
Oh yeah, I
they
know.
they those are good. Those are solid players, and
Yep.
they're just like they're free agents now essentially. So,
Yeah.
but hey, I mean, that's some of the, who knows, some good things could come from this as well.
True.
Things have a way of, one door closes, another door opens kind of thing. So it's all, attitude is 100%. I'm a big believer in that, and people keep grinding. So it's sad that we have to kind of go through this, but we will still have, you know,
Indeed.
we will still have the WoW esports scene to go back to, and things can happen, and
Yeah.
it'll give chances and opportunities for things to change up a little bit, and
Well,
all
that's a good
that.
point.
So,
If Waz keeps playing with Chaz, it'd be a really amazing. It'd be amazing to see what new team they would come up with
yeah,
if they keep playing together. So,
yeah, absolutely. So,
all right, buddy.
all right, let's talk about
Well,
shoutouts.
honestly, I already gave mine just in my intro
Yeah.
there to the Ret Paladin who decided to stop ganking me as much as I was trying to kill him in after a res with half health and just whatever. So
Yeah.
yeah, no, kudos to him. It was a lot of fun. So
Yeah.
how about you?
I don't have any shout outs for specifically anybody, but it was kind of fun. Me and this other player were playing through Legion because I was busy. I unlocked all the allied races on the Horde side, which took a while, but it was fun. And
Nice.
we did a certain quest where we had to like go into some little ley line kind of area, and we were both doing it in tandem, and
Hmm.
I was on my pallet, and we were walking and about to leave, and she's like, "All right, follow me outside of the caves and meet me back in so and so." And so we followed her, and then to the end of the cave, and it looks like where the cave was supposed to open, but it was closed in, and she just disappeared, and we just looked at each other like,
What?
"What?" And then we were like, "What do we do?" So,
Funny.
and it was kind of funny. So, I don't remember his name or anything like that, but it was just fun. So,
That's really funny though.
yeah,
You just got trolled by Blizzard.
we did.
Funny.
We did. We got scamazed. Yep. So,
That's hilarious. Well, I do. I feel the need outside of shoutouts. I just want to remind everybody that over at the Warcraft Radio team, they're looking for more people. So please feel free to go over to warcraftradio.com and follow the links for join the team, and you'll see. Maybe you have some talents that
yeah.
you can provide to help out the team. A lot of the stuff is on the backside, so it's some production stuff, video production, just general production, and I want to say one of them has to deal with a website um, maintenance and stuff. But yeah, go over there and check it out. And hey, join the team. Great group of people. I really enjoy The conversations we have in the team only chat. It's nothing like having a bunch of passionate nerds talking about World of Warcraft.
It's true.
Just love it.
It's true.
All right.
Gerissar, before we close out here, I did promise last episode that we would start picking our favorite review for the show and highlighting that on the show. So this week, I decided executively for the two of us that our favorite review was from our friend Dubers, who gave us a 5-star review and said, "This podcast, in my opinion, is the absolute best out there for anyone interested in PvP. From the people who just queue random BGs and skirms to the ones looking to push hard every season. Gerissar makes the show go very smoothly and cracks just the right amount of corny jokes." True.
True.
Andallyn is also very knowledgeable about the game and has interesting input on the subject of that week. I couldn't recommend this podcast enough, and if I could give it 5 million stars instead of 5, I would. Keep it up, guys. Thank you so much, Dubers. We appreciate that review.
Indeed. And yeah, by all means, people, go over to the warcraftradio.com, over to the podcast directory, and give us a review. 1 star, 5 star. Really? I just want to know what you people think of it. And if anything, it helps other people find us and know what the podcast is about and what to expect.
For sure.
So, go check it out. In the meantime,
and maybe we'll read yours on the air next time. So
maybe. Time will only tell. In the meantime, can you list off where our listeners can reach us?
Absolutely. You can contact us directly with a tweet to @technically_PvP or by email to technicallypvp@gmail.com. You can also join our discussions on the Warcraft Radio Discord.
Indeed. And you can also join and you can also visit the Warcraft Radio website again to find the podcast directory I just talked about and all the other great shows that are being done through warcraftradio.com. Hey, links for everything we talked about are going to be in the show notes. I want to thank everyone for listening, and we'll chat with you next time. Have a great night, everybody.
Happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween.